President Trump helps broker a peace deal in the Middle East between Israel and the UAE. Let's contrast the news coverage between Fox News and CNN here, real quick. President Trump on Thursday announced what he called historic peace agreement between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, saying they agreed to full normalization of relations. The president, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, released a joint statement Thursday after the three spoke and agreed to the full normalization of relations between Israel and the United Arab Emirates. The statement said that diplomatic breakthrough was at the request of President Trump, and that Israel will suspend declaring sovereignty over areas outlined in the president's vision for peace and focus its efforts now on expanding ties with other countries in the Arab and Muslim world. Right there. That is, on its face, big news. That's a big breakthrough, okay? I understand the two nations weren't at physical conflict with one another. They weren't very big enemies. They weren't enemies like Israel and Iran are. They're not like North and South Korea. I understand that. Either way, on its face, it's peace in the Middle East. It's not more boots on the ground. It's not another war. It's not another regime change. Credit is due here. From anybody that has any bit of objectivity, credit is due just on that basis alone. Okay? Let's go back and see, because Fox News gets flack all the time for being conservative. But they are one in the vast ocean of many left-wing media outlets. And right there, what was the conservative bias there? There was none. That just explained what happened, and here we are on the front page. They're announcing this large deal, this breakthrough of peace in the Middle East. Contrast that with CNN. Let's see what they're talking about. Trump opposes funding to the post office. Biden and Harris call for national mask mandate. Pence makes dishonest claim about pandemic job growth. Trump admitted he's working to meddle in the election. Trump goes after his own FBI director. Demagoguery, particularly from the White House, is dangerous. Garbage. Nothing. Okay, this is a big deal. Okay, and that brings me to the point. I had a few people ask me what made me go from being a former Obama voter to more conservative than Trump. I still consider myself an independent, and I did consider myself an independent in the past. Not to get too deep into my personal stuff, but I went to college for political science. I got a few degrees in political science and public administration, and as I started to really understand and comprehend how government works and how everything is going on, I really started to pay attention to current events as they transpired, as they unfolded. And as they unfolded, I would then watch the corresponding news coverage. And it was dramatically different than what I saw and what my own brain and what my own mind told me was happening. And it was a consistent bias towards one direction, towards the left, towards the Democrats. And it was coinciding with what Democrat politicians were saying at the same time. So that really came to a cusp for me during the Ferguson riots. The hands up, don't shoot, that entire thing. We knew that we didn't have the facts yet of everything that happened. It didn't sound right. You're telling me that this cop walked up to this guy. He had his hands up and he's on his knees begging, please don't shoot me. And he just executed him in front of a bunch of people. You expect me to believe that without any kind of proof at all? They did. And that's what they were pushing. And so from there, it just got worse and worse. And I think that's why a lot of people voted for Trump. So when people say President Trump is so divisive, no, the division was already there. He's the symptom. Okay, President Trump came along, and then the division was just had more light shed on it. It was just exposed more. Okay, and obviously the media went even further downhill rapidly. So if you guys are like me, and you had your red pill moment because of the media, like, share, subscribe. Let's let these people know that they are the problem. There should not be media outlets, 90% of all media outlets, colluding and being the extension of a singular political party in this country. Okay? Now, I know the comeback is, oh, well, Fox News. Fox News. First of all, Fox News, Tucker, Hannity, yeah, sure, they're political commentators. They say it over and over again. They are opinion commentators. People like Don Lemon tell you they're objective journalists, and I'm telling you my truth. Dude, there's only one truth, reality, and that's it. So if you guys are like me, and the media is what caused you to just despise the left and the Democrats and what has become of them, like, share, and subscribe. Let's try and let these people know they're the problem.